Thank you, Raka Kadesh. Thank you. Thank you, Yahweh. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. There we go.
Thanks, we give you thanks. We honor you. We give you thanks. Thank you.
Okay, I'm not able to share.
Let me do share screen. Or make host.
Freddie, please.
Okay, so make your host. And then they holding on the phone. Okay. No, let me do co-host. Okay.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure we covered all our disclaimer basis. All right, I got it. Perfect. Thank you, Mama. And we'll see you in a couple of minutes or whenever you're ready.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and start here. Let me do it. Oh. Okay. So I'm just going to run over our disclaimer real quick, ladies, so that way we can freely talk about Healy without getting in trouble.
Yes.
So Healy is a microcurrent medical device that has been cleared by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration only for the local relief of acute chronic and arthritis pain and muscle soreness due to overexertion. Healy also has non-medical applications that use individualized microcurrent frequencies to harmonize your bioenergetic field. Always use your Healy in accordance with its instructions for use. So there we go. Let me go ahead and, I don't think we need to go over everything else right now because we already know all of this stuff. If we had somebody new on here, then we'd probably go through that. But let me go ahead and just stop sharing real quick if it'll let me. How do I do that? Exit out of that. Normally it lets me, oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so you were talking about your little thing, heart beating thingy going kind of quick.
It does seem to be. I don't know whether that's normal. It just looks very
yeah, it just kind of looks like a heart. Now, do you think it's picking up on your heartbeat, or do you think that's just what it's doing in general, just to show that it's working? I've never really paid attention to it before.
I haven't really, had a thought about it. The only thing is I put it up to 70, so I wondered whether the higher you have it, the faster it beats. So I'm now putting it down to low. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's still going as fast. I put it down to 25%, and it's still going. It might just be me thinking that it's going faster. I don't know.
No, I've noticed it. I've noticed it too before, but I never really paid attention to the frequency of it. So that's interesting.
But I will have a look at other programs and just see. Maybe coherence. You never know. It might work with our heart. I don't know.
Have you happened to notice? Have you used the little, the little electrode pads that you put them on? You can put them on your skin, wherever location. Have you happened to notice have you used them at all in that purpose?
I have used them. The very first time I felt immediate response. I forget whether it's aching knees, but the other time I didn't notice anything. I don't know whether I'd hurt my back or I can't remember. So what was it you were going to refer to?
I'm having a hard time getting them to stay. I think I've only used them two times, and then my husband's used them once, I think. But they don't want to stay. I have the ones that you get from Healy, and then I know they have other ones that you can purchase, but I have a situation that's going on with my back, and I pinched my sciatic nerve. It's really painful. And so when I run the Healy, it helps, with the pain, but I haven't, because I need to get adjusted. So the pinching nerve would, I go to a chiropractor, but anyways, I try to put the things on my back and they keep slipping off. So I can't get the direct area where they need to go. And so I made sure that, that there wasn't, anything like lotion or nothing on there so that it wouldn't slide or anything. So I didn't know what else to do with my husband's leg. what we do, or what I discovered that I could do, just in case the little sticky things weren't working, is what I did was I took one bracelet with the other bracelet and I put it together, and then I tied it around his like calf, and then I kind of line up the little nodule things on each side, so that way it's kind of like, you know, perpendicular with each other.
That's very a novel idea. I do remember, it could have been Dr. Steve saying that if they don't stick, you can moisten them, and it's all right. You can moisten these electrodes.
Okay.
Because I've got my box here, so sometimes they go a bit sort of gooey, a bit sort of limp.
Yeah.
I'm sure he said that if you moisten them,
Yeah,
I think
that'll help. Okay, I'll try that and see if that'll help, because yeah, until I get the nerve adjusted, it's just been really intense. So as far as, I mean, the pain goes, so I'm grateful that, yeah, I'll try that. I'm hoping that'll work.
So is
because
it you?
Because they're newer. I've only used them twice, you know, and then plus
I've
got
used
some more
about
too. Yeah.
2 or 3 times. Is it you? Did you say you had a pinch sciatic nerve?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, I've had sciatica. It's so painful.
This is the first time I've experienced it, and it doesn't matter what position you're in. You're constantly in pain.
I honestly feel for you, because it was so bad years ago. I couldn't straighten up. I had to go for traction, and it was years ago when I lived in London, and I would try and stand up to cook my meal. I have to do it for a few seconds and have to lie down again. It was awful.
Yeah, well, even laying down though, it's weird, because you know where it's located. Obviously, it just shoots down to your like the nerve all the way down to your ankle, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's like, you know. And I have a regular chiropractor that I see, but we've been focusing more on the neck and the upper shoulder area. Yeah. And then she gave me exercises to do for my lower back, and I'm really feeling well, I haven't been consistent with it. I'm like, okay, now I have no excuse. I need to be consistent with slower exercises, because the thing is I don't know if you've been to a chiropractor. Have you?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, in order for them to adjust you properly, your muscles have to be loosened over in those areas, so that way you can get a good adjustment. Growing up, I never went to a chiropractor. My parents didn't understand it or anything like that. But after I had my first son, something tweaked in my back. I mean, obviously we go through a lot having children, but and then my friend she's a believer, and I went to her and she educated me on how chiropractic care works. And once I understood how it worked, after having some adjustments, I couldn't believe a night and day experience that I had. It was like an answer to prayer. So anyway, but the Healy's been really helpful in just, you know, in between the phase of trying to get those, you know, treatments done, just to help with the, you know, the pain, you know. So I mean,
I had the traction, you know, where they move with levers. They move this bench that you lie on. They pull it apart to put it. Didn't work terribly well. In the end, it was the Lord that healed me, I think.
Amen to that.
Because I remember being at a meeting, and you know, a Christian meeting, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but maybe somebody was praying for people, and I was sort of thinking, oh Lord, it's my sciatica. And I heard the Lord say, what do you mean your sciatica? I thought I took it on the cross for you. I said, oh yes, sorry Lord, it's not mine anymore.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
That's a good reminder, especially when we go through pain, is to visualize.
We forget, don't we? When we're in pain, it's. I mean, because the tingling, it caused tingling right down to my feet, and I couldn't straighten up. They used to measure me. Gradually, I started to straighten up. I couldn't. Yeah, it was horrible.
Well, I'm glad that you're okay now.
Yes. Oh, wow.
Yes, I mean, you know, every now and then if I overdo things, yes, but I've never had that since then. It's a long time ago. I had that.
Yeah, I was sharing. Just gonna chime in a little bit, but really today, because of my day, I do have some slides, but I think that it really be good for us to kind of have opportunities to share, because last week, first I want to correct the mistake that I made last week. So last week I had opportunity to really study. You know, some days you have, some week you have a opportunity to, you can try to read different things, trying to understand some of the things that are, you know, popular, because this is a wealth of information that we have in our hands, not just a wealth of it's a wealth of knowledge too, that is educating us in so many ways. And sometimes because of lack of time, I don't make the, you know, yes, lack of me making time, because everybody has the same amount of time. I can, you know, make my own excuse, but the fact that everybody have that, their own, and have the same time, I'm not able to really kind of follow and study some of the things that they're teaching that is really amazing. So last week I had opportunity, I read this, I read this, I read that, and it was really good. So I was able to put the PowerPoint that we have that week, you know, of course, and of course for today as well. But during that reading, I wasn't able to give authenticity as to where the document that I had, because I shared the program description, but the program description was actually what I got. I got that from the old one, but also from the 123 ATP 123. But ATP 123 is down because it is now it's under construction. So I'm trying to, like, I remember I read something, even the revitalization, bioenergetic revitalization now, they had a description there, but I don't know if it was a personal one that I said, I read something, and I was telling you guys, I did read something about that, but it was on that website. So my commitment now is that wherever I read something, which is what I do in my, like in my work as a student, as, you know, a learner, is that usually whatever I learn, I copy and I put the name of the person right there, and I put the website or what, like, so I can at least tell people that's how you get bibliography, you're honoring the whoever you get that. So I had felt, because I keep on thinking it was Healy, it's Healy, Healy. Oh, I'll go back to Healy. I was telling you guys it was there, but was not there. So I spent the whole day trying. I said, I remember reading this. So then when I had to go back and, like, okay, all the stuff I studied, I looked at all the things I studied, and the things I didn't mention was that ATP 123, but again, is under construction because they're doing upgrade right now. Okay, so that also, they don't have all of the new description, because I know Sister Diane was really looking for it, and, you know, some other people as well. They don't have update, and I know Destiny, when you came in, you did mention it as well. But that's one of the things that I found that it's not in the new back office. But I'm sure they're going to, because somebody asked it, did the question this morning in a WhatsApp Wednesday. I'm not quite sure if they caught it right there, but I know they usually save all the comments and they go through it, so now they can respond to those questions. So it's the program description is not there. However, the new program, the one they put in resonance, is in, because, you know, they send it to us. You guys remember they sent that to us, and it's also in our own. We have it in our own, I think, Vibrant Life. Yes. Yeah, but also on a WhatsApp, on the WhatsApp Wednesday, on that, you know, if you type the program list, it shows you the program list, but it's all the stuff that they put at the. Remember, they give us a bunch of stuff, a bunch of programming towards the end when they're, you know, preparing us, you know, to go to the new 2.0. They gave a lot of gift to us. So and some of those program description are there. You know, remember when we were talking about the was that a nut frequency or something?
Yeah, the nut mixer.
So
we're like,
so
it must be the frequency of nuts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We had no idea that it wasn't.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
But it was so good.
Nutrition.
But so I'm saying this just to apologize publicly, because somebody's gonna listen to it. But you said it was. I was telling them, I know I read it last night, and I read it. I said, I read it this week. I read it this week. I will show you just the whole. And then I went like, what? So I just want to kind of make my confessions that it was that program description was not found. It wasn't there, not yet. They will update it. I'm sure they're gonna do that because always give us a manual. So what we still have now is the old one, the old manual. So I apologize for misstating. I didn't mean to mislead anybody. Just that I just kind of oversighted quite. That day. So I wanted to share that, just have to clear the air because I know that Miss Diane, Miss Smith was really looking forward, and she's texted me during the week before I was able to go through all those things and respond. So now that the air is cleared, my apology, honestly, as soon as we find out, we will send it to you. As soon as we find it, we're gonna send it to all, and we're gonna put it in a Vibrant Life and make it there so anybody can go on it to get it. That's our commitment.
If I recall correctly from the top of my head, it was passed around on Telegram. And so I think we'd have to probably do some searching in one of the groups to see if we can find it in the history.
Which one? Which one?
I don't know which one it is. I'd have to go through because I'm a part of several of them. So
you're talking about the program descriptions?
Yeah, the program description regarding what she was asking on some of the newer ones.
Oh yeah, the newer one, yes, yeah. I'm sure they're gonna put it. There's no need of, because for me, I wasted time instead of wasted time just searching through all last week before I did that response. Like, it's not here. I went through every every tab. I go through it and I wrote the note what is in there. I went through it and it's not there. So I think when they put it, because somebody asked that question, but they put it, we're gonna know. We're gonna know, and somebody's going to, of course, put it up for us to print. Usually, it will be in the back office, which mostly is probably not going to be in the shop now. I don't know where it's gonna be, but as soon as it shows up, we all will know, because we want to be well informed. When we're sharing Healy with people, at least know what different program does.
Of course.
At least the new ones that we don't have. Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah. So what anything? So last time we really focused. We went like ABC. We went to really to try to understand how to navigate the back office. I know you look like you guys look like I'm in a cloud or something. I don't know. But her room is a little bluish, and then bed sheet is blue. They said all of the animal blue, the little blue stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so that's probably why it's throwing. I tried to put the light on, and it even made it worse. So I don't know. I tried again, but the light is it better as it was? Is it better or worse?
It could also be your little lens on the front of your camera.
Is my lens being dirty?
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, because see, you're clearing up a little bit.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah,
that is better. Oh.
Okay. That's okay. Because she was happy, but okay. It's so funny because this morning, this is how we looked before my grandbaby started helping me. The papa put her finger there, and I didn't even think about it. Okay, much better. I can at least see her animal from the bed. Anyway, so we focus really on try to navigate the back office, and also try to understand the programs now, because usually at the very before we will tell the 4 levels of program. Now we have 5 levels of program.
Yes.
And it's the person who was talking today, who was sharing how they share Healy with other people. So they do that. I guess they do a group Zoom, and they just share this. And so he kind of followed the same thing I created. And so he created his own. And it looks almost closer to what he's more in depth, and he put it like the bundles, he broke them, and then he put, I like at the end where he now says is now inviting people to become a part of Healy. And then what it is for you, then it just listed the things that, people can gain from it coming in as a member, and then of course, as a customer, being able to enjoy the stuff. So I like that part. I'm going to be able to include that let me, so, and Jason, I know you're, yes, hallelujah. Yes. I am so pleased again. Please forgive me because my mind is kind of on my son, but it is such a miracle, and I want to share it in the church, but I want to share with you my beautiful sisters and my other brothers, anybody else is going to see this. So my son is a musician. He's a musician. He's an engineer. He's a musician. Okay, so he really, as a baby, he eats and drinks and lives music. He writes it. So it's not somebody give me. He sits down. It's like he will say, "I'll be in bed," and the things just flowing. He writes music. Okay, so during the COVID, so he does usually in a year he do a lot of tour. They tour to different the nations and around the world. So this because of COVID shutdown, they didn't do anything last year, but he did. I mean, he did the virtual concert and all this thing, which was amazing for all of us. But then this year, he came and spent a week, actually 2 weeks with me in California. And really, I had a wonderful time. He said, "Go hearing voice, go spend time with your mom." And he came. So anyway, to make a long, I'm telling this story so that you can understand who this person is. But this is a child who he teaches other kids. He's worked in a church. I mean, he was a drummer for the church where we used to attend. He was from when he was like from 10 years old until he was 15, or even until he got into his 20s. And then the only reason why he left is that the people brought somebody else. Okay, so they and then he felt a little bit betrayed because he walked the church from the very beginning, and when they reached a place where they are set up and actually they could give him some little gift, now they went and hired somebody else and they were paying that person, and that really broke my son at that time. So anyway, but he still continued to serve the community. So he's one of these child that serves the community children and teaches them skills of music, writing, and other things. So and I call him Peace Child because that's who he is to us. He's like, if he's one of those when you're going through things, it's like he speaks to you in such a way that you feel like you're on cloud nine, like nothing, like the sky's not even the limit. So he had this accident, so when I was coming, I'm in Maryland. He had the accident. I guess he sent a message, but because I was in a flight, I didn't hear. I didn't get to read it. So I found that, and I'm crying. I caught him crying, and he said, "This is what he said: Mom, no, Mom, no." He said, "I am talking to you. I am here." I don't know where here was, but I am here talking to you. He says it could have been my head. It could have been my head. So happy, be happy, celebrate. It's okay. I'm okay. This is somebody I'm just broken into pieces. Anyway, so I'm sharing this because this is just what is happening at this moment. So I cried, and I began to, instead of asking God why, which was the first thing, it's like, God, this boy works his tail off and prepares, and this is his first day for the tour for almost 2 years, and this is what happened. And he's a 3-week tour, and how they have sponsors and other things. So I just felt disappointed and all these things, but then it's like when he spoke to me, my spirit just bumped up, and I like, thank you God for life, thank you God for life. And that's where it is. So anyway, because he's out of the state, this is another miracle. Because he's out, so God saved his life because it could have been his head. Then he was in the emergency room, he needed surgery. And then his insurance said he's out of state, so they can't cover it. So I didn't even know, in an hour, under an hour, they raised $16,000 to pay the hospital for him to get this. 16 to pay the hospital under 1 hour.
Wow.
Before even we got yeah, people don't want to raise that money.
Wow.
So
That's a huge blessing. Praise God.
and then so we're just talking about who he is, because he's such a person that he gives himself, he gives his life, and it's just he vibrates joy. He vibrates. If you've been with him, he's laughing like crazy and playing like a little child. But he vibrates joy and he vibrates lives, and just being in his presence. Just being in his presence, you're happy. No, it's not. You just don't know why you're happy, but you're happy. So, with that, we have this system that that God has given to us, to use. I know it's not something we say. It's what's giving us joy, because joy is eternal. Joy is something that comes within us, and then the Bible said the joy of the Lord is our strength. So I want to thank God for all those things, and I sent out a request, and all of you are praying, and this is where he is now. He just said they just released him. They just released. He said out of surgery. He didn't say release yet. Out of surgery. And he said it's going to take 12 hours now before his body things get numb. But he said, what he said? He says, this is what he wrote, and I like that. This is somebody in pain. He says, I am, let me see what it says. I learn from these kids every day. He says, hey, before he said, don't you worry, hey, don't worry, everyone. This is what we write into our own family. Hey, don't worry, everyone, I am fine. I am okay, I'm okay. Pretty good, though it hurts, pretty good, I'm okay. I'm in ER. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Then today he just, oh my God. God, yeah. They just say, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm happy, I'm I'm healthy, I'm this, just speaking all this thing out. And then the doctor just told us that they put I guess a metal or whatever, a stain, whatever they had to all the stuff they had to reconstruct his hand. And he's there like smiling, I'm happy, I'm fine, I'm healthy. Whew, Jesus. Yeah. So God is faithful. It's thunder and lightning here. So, but I give God thanks for what He's doing. I thank you all for praying, for standing in the gap with me. It was a rough night all through. Trying to get everything organized. I mean, I didn't do anything really. It was his sister who was sleepless night, trying to get us done. So, I don't know how I got there, but I really wanted to share that with you guys to say thank you for praying. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Even if you just look at it, and because I know just looking at the request and then being in agreement, even if you don't know what's come out, I love that you were with me and we walked all through. Now, what I'm asking the body is to stand with me for just a speedy and supernatural healing, so that it will be like nothing happened, just a short period of time. So that's my request now as we go. All right. So
just it's raining extremely hard. So maybe we to take your taekwondo. It starts at 5 a.m. before that. So it's not, with all the rain.
You're gonna take it?
No, I have meetings. We're gonna.
Okay. Excuse me, guys. Okay, I'm gonna try it. Is it someplace?
Um,
No,
So, does anybody have any
let me,
questions?
can
regarding-
you guys continue?
Yeah. Carry on, right? Do any ladies have any questions regarding, I mean, I know we've kind of been a little deferred from, what we're doing, but back to Healy. Do you guys have any questions about any programs or anything, or that you guys have had experience regarding Healy this week?
Yeah, I have a comment because there was one program coming up. I'm not sure if it's on resonance, and I thought, well, where's that on the pink dot? It must be there. And when it flagged that, when it came up, it might be. Let me just see. But it came up with Roman numerals. I think it was a stimulation program. I thought, what on earth do these Roman numerals mean? It didn't mean anything to me. Program 1, program 2, but all in Roman numerals. So anyway, I looked up Healy and I looked up what that was. And it was the one where you put the electrodes on. It was the pain one, that had.
Oh, yeah. I remember seeing that on the older one, or before. Okay, that's a good question or good statement, because I remember before they updated it here in the US. I think also maybe in where you're at, and then in different parts of Europe, they did the Roman numerals. And then and then they also had a description under each one, what each one went or what it did. Because I remember Mama O found an old copy of that, and I have it saved on my phone for what they specify in. So I'm wondering if that's what it's referencing. So it pops up, right? The Roman numeral ones, and then you go and you look at the pain ones, and then that way you know what program to run.
Yes.
So I think they do that for the FDA thing.
Yeah, I mean, on the resonance, if I just, sometimes I might randomly choose a program. I thought, well, I haven't done that. Well, let's try.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that doesn't mean anything to me. It's just Roman numerals. So I looked it up, I searched it up and found that it was on my pink dot, but it doesn't come up as Roman numerals. It comes up as, I'm trying to remember, it's got pain and head, and I think it's the electrodes. So I just thought that was interesting. That was all. I just, found that out.
Yeah, that is interesting. From what I recall, because they didn't get certain approvals from the FDA, and I know in the US they had to go about it a different way. So I'm wondering if that's part of the reason why it popped up in that way. And because that's the only Roman numerals that I remember seeing. But were you able to figure out what it did?
Yes, I wrote it out. So local stimulation program. So 1 meant bioenergetic support in unpleasant sensations in the body. 2 was support for the back. 3 was unpleasant in mouth or something. 4 was the joints. 5 was the head. 6 was sleep issues. 7 was mental balance, and 8 was mental stress. But on the pink dot, it's very clear what that is, So I found that out, but I just put it in the back of my journal so I can reference it if I come across that again on the blue dot. That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't sound like double touch. I don't know.
Yeah. No, but that's a good one, because I normally what that was a stimulation program, the pain stimulation program, because they have the pain and the psyche, so that's what it popped up on. That's interesting, because I run that one on a regular basis, especially lately because of the nerve thing.
Yes.
And that one doesn't say on there the Roman numerals for mine. So
strange. So why do I have the Roman numerals? It's strange, isn't it?
Yeah, ladies, Mama O has to head out. She has some things she needs to take care of, so we'll just finish up together.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, my dear. Sorry, I have to leave. Okay.
Yeah.
right.
We're praying.
We'll see you later. We're praying for you, Mama.
All right.
Bye bye. Yeah, but you know what I've noticed, and I don't know if it has to do with how often it upgrades or resyncs. You know how you do the resync? I remember before we went through the change of switching over with the newer programs, and then the complete change where we have everything that's new. I remember Doc Steve said at that time that we were supposed to unclick it where it wouldn't sync for a certain period of time while they were doing their updates. And then later he said go ahead and then do a full synchronization, and then you'll have the updates to everything. I think I think I switched mine back to where it does the full synchronization. But I sometimes I wonder if us being in different countries, if maybe they have it a little bit different than
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised at all, because I think it was Diane last week, because somebody asked a question. I think, anyway, somebody asked a question about can you turn it off while you're running a program? So I explained about that on off with the Bluetooth. But then Diane said she didn't have it on hers. So that must be a difference from country then.
Well, actually, what was interesting about that is when I saw you post that, I thought, oh, I never paid attention to that before. And one time, and I went in there and I looked at it, and I didn't see it on there on one program, but I saw it on there another program on the Pink Dot app. So I wonder if it's every program that it has that available, or if it's just.
I don't know. I mean, mine's showing now, but when I looked it up, it must have come on beginners. You know, that what they posted for beginners. That post that Mama O gave last week, I think. Anyway, they went through that, and they said that, I'm sure it was there, I heard it, and it was if you've got a certain phone, like
the firmware. I think they said the firmware number. The number of the firmware.
It might
have to do with that, the upgrade, or if you've got one that's lower, you know, I don't know what all the names are, the numbers of, you know, like Galaxy and iPhone. If you've got a lower number, say a lower up, it's not been upgraded, maybe it can't deliver that. I don't know. That's what I understood anyway.
I got the impression that it had to do with the firmware. They said the older Healys were firmware 229 or 226, and the newer ones are 229 or something. So
right.
If you have one,
yes,
you will have it. If you have the one before, it wouldn't be there, and you can't add it to anything like that. It's just not there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, one thing I've been noticing too, and did you ever get your situation cleared up with your Healy from doing? I know that you briefly talked about it, but the blinking thing where it shut off, whether it's charged or not charged, did yours ever clear up?
Not really. Or what I just making sure that I properly turn it off, because I'm wondering if it shut off where it shows on the gauge, and when I turn it on, I think, oh, it's 70%, you know, charged, only to find it won't go on. You know, it's just flickers and then off. And then when I do charge it, I notice it's only 1%. I think this is crazy. 1% charge. So that's the only conclusion I've come to. I've got to make sure I shut it down properly, come right off it, turn off the Bluetooth, click off all the apps. If there's any other thing, then, I mean, because you had the problem too, didn't you?
Well, yeah. What's weird is, so my husband and I, we've been trading back and forth depending on what's charged and what's not charged, you know.
Yeah.
And so I have them both synced up to both of our phones. But it happened the other day where I had both of our Healys completely charged, and then I had to go and do some work. And he was trying to use the Healy while I was gone, and he said that the battery, it just completely turned off. And I'm like, I charged it before I left, and I know that you're supposed to charge it until the light turns off, you know.
Mine never does.
Oh, yours doesn't?
No, I've never known it to turn off.
Yeah, mine. Like for example, when we did our first initial charge, when we first got our Healys, I know they have to charge them longer because they've been sitting in the box for however long. But normally I'll leave mine on the charger, and then when the green light turns off is when I know that it's ready to be used. So so then I'll do that. But anyway, so it was completely charged. So to me, I'm like, how did that happen? It doesn't make any sense. So but I did also know that a couple of weeks ago when what's his name was on, was it James Scott? He was on, and he had said that he had to recently replace his Healy for whatever reason.
Yes.
I wonder if maybe I know this is just speculation. It's not actual. I can't say this is what it is. but maybe because we use our Healy so much, maybe we're wearing them out.
Oh,
Maybe, I don't know. Cause I mean, I use mine multiple times a day, every single day. And so I try to get my husband to do that as much as I do, but it's hard to get him to sit still for a long length of time, especially on the microcurrent, you know what I'm saying? So,
yes.
But anyway, so I don't know. I mean, that's just me guessing. I literally have no way of knowing, but it still does it. And then another issue that I've been having is, I don't know if it's because we are using two different phones. When I try to use the Pink Dot app, it can't find, you know how you said yours, it couldn't find your Healy?
Yeah, I have to
search or connect. And I have to have it read the code, you know, where it just scans the code.
I have that a lot, Destiny. But sometimes I use my iPad and sometimes I use my phone.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like that. I usually have to put it in. But it's quite annoying that, like now, my program for coherence is finished. So if I started another program, it would probably tell me that my Healy number comes up and I have to sync it again.
Right. That's what's odd. I wonder if we should ask on Tech Tuesday and find out why that's happening and what we can do to prevent that. Because it is frustrating to have to do it every single time.
It's frustrating, but I also charge mine fully, so I thought.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking the same problem again, flicking off. And then when I start to charge it, and you can use the Blue app, but you know, I do still use it. You know, run a program because I'm a bit impatient probably. But then I'm finding it's not charged. It's saying 1% again. So something's strange.
Yeah, something's a little off. Yeah, so I'm glad that it's not just me. I mean, not that I'm happy that it's happening to you. I'm glad that it's not just me. But so that might be a good thing to bring to the Tech Tip Tuesday and see if there's anybody else that's experiencing that.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Now, another thing, did you ladies have any more questions? I actually had one more for myself, actually.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you? Because I don't want to be a hog.
Well,
okay, so have any of you did you guys check out that website at all? The one that I posted that showed you how to do the imprinting on the water, and then the other one on that guy, John, the guy who did the video for us. Have you guys checked out his website at all?
I did look at it.
He's got so much information on there, which is so, I really appreciate his website because he's got a lot of good information. Yeah.
Well, I watched it. I thought, let's properly concentrate. So I don't have a copper cup, but I had a copper kettle that goes on the hearth, you know. It's electric. So I did the water, I did my imprinting that way, and apparently, if you know, you can still top it up, and hopefully it's got the memory of that water if you keep topping it. But I couldn't quite grasp the other things. You know, it's got 4 different things you can do for your shower head and this and that. I couldn't quite understand all that. Probably
no, I haven't actually done the water yet because I don't have anything that's copper. Well, I do have a small thing that's copper, but it's not going to be enough to, you know, really do it. I need to get something that I can do that. But no, the reason why I was asking was because on one of his pages, he was talking about, I don't know, he's got like blogs on there too. And some of them have a lot of information and some are just kind of brief information. Well, one of the ones I was reading on there stated something about how, because, you know, his wife is, she's a doctor, but she's a homeopathic. So she does the natural, holistic type of doctor. And one of the programs that they were mentioning that they suggested for people to do on a regular basis, aside from, you know, the ones that we normally do, is the homeopathic psyche one, especially if you're going through a lot of stress. So I do that one at least a few times a week. But then another one that it mentioned on there that I hadn't really done before because I didn't know, I was kind of like, you know, until you educate yourself more about the programs, you're like, do I really want to run that one? I don't know. So the one was the Medica one.
Well, that's really interesting. You're saying this, absolutely amazing, because I thought, well, I haven't tried this one, this Materia Medica. I thought, what on earth is it? So I looked it up, and I was going to post it to Telegram. It wasn't a Healy thing, but it was all the things, the hundreds of different things
right.
you know, you could possibly have with your body, or just different parts of the body. And I just thought, oh, I see, that's what it is. So I found a graph, you know, with all the different things.
Could you share that, pretty please? Yeah, I'd love to see what you have on that. Because so what I did was I ran mine just out of curiosity. I didn't vibrate it because I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was reading it and I can't. Okay, I don't know. I guess maybe I could read it to you. I can, because you know you can go through your lists and look through your history.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah. So let me see. And I don't even have my Healy turned on. It's over there. But I wanted to read it to you because I'm like, it said something. This is such a strange thing. It had something on there that said something about the ink from not a squid, but something.
Oh.
This is weird. It said something about the ink from a squid and what it produces and then how it could affect you. And I'm like, what? What did some scientist took a squid and took the ink and then they're like, oh, this will help somebody in this way. I'm like, that's the weirdest thing. Yeah, it popped up on mine and I thought that's the weirdest thing. Okay, so I'm looking for it because I only ran it one time not that long ago. But
I've just done
yeah, go ahead.
I've just done that while you're talking. I've analysed, but it's waiting. Oh, it's taking its time to tell me. It's very slow.
Yeah, that one. I noticed that some of them do take a lot longer than others. Like the vital substance takes longer than, say, the pain one.
Yeah.
Here it is. Material Medica. There it is.
Isn't it strange? You should have had that, and I did as well.
So this one says, the first one says what to look for. This is the desired state. It's saying mixed pollens. It said patients are affected by tree, grass, or flower pollens. Tree pollens appear in March and the last of May. Rapeseed pollen appears in spring. Grasses produce pollen in May and June through July. Flowers and weeds shed pollens from June, July to early September. The mixed pollens remedy should be taken as a preventative remedy through the hay fever season or when required. And then said your symptoms, so typical symptoms of this would be itchy, burning, or watery eyes. And then it has some other words that I'm not familiar with. Sneezing, wheezing, streaming nose, congestion, itchiness, blah, blah, blah. So basically, this one is good in the sense that it tells you what flowers are blooming or whatever that could be affecting, you know, your nasal system. So that could be possible because I know we have been sneezing more than usual. So that was interesting. It's telling you what things would be blooming during the July months, which is good because I think I did this in July. But the one that was weird to me was that, okay, go ahead. You can read yours. I'm trying to find the one that I just thought was like, I did have
that pollen the first time, but I'm looking at chamomilla. That was the first one, quite high, 82%. And it's one of the chief remedies in childhood fever. So anyway, I don't know what that's about.
Oh, here it is. It's the cuttlefish. The cuttlefish. Oh. It said, okay, this is weird. It says predominantly a female remedy. Sepia derives from the black ink secreted by a cuttlefish. The nature of the cuttlefish and the quality of the ink teach us much about the remedy. Dark in appearance with blotchy pigmentation, the sepia patient is frequently a brunette with sallow skin and dark eyes and may display a saddle-like pigmentation across the nose. The cuttlefish darts around rather than moving slowly, and in the same manner, the sepia patient prefers vigorous movement and dance to enliven them. It's so descriptive, but I'm just like, what? You know, sluggishness is a strong feature, and sepia patients are frequently cold, tired, or worn out, although getting warm aggravates them. The cuttlefish has no spine, but rather a base plate which supports its internal organs, and in the same way, sepia patients complain of dragging symptoms and lacks fibery as they had no support. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It just keeps going on and on and on, and I'm like,
I know.
I'm trying to understand, okay, so what exactly are you vibrating into your being? Are you, I don't get it. So this one, I just was like, okay, this is a lot of information and it's interesting, but what do I do with this exactly? How is this supposed to help me? Like, are they comparing me to a cuttlefish, or are they saying that the benefits of a cuttlefish towards the person that's having certain symptoms is supposed to help them? I'm trying to understand. So at this one, I really want to get more information about. I'm like, I don't want to vibrate that until I know. That's
I don't think I vibrated it actually, because I didn't understand. I mean, the first time I just did the analyst, I had the pollen, that was my first one the other day. And that sounds familiar, what you've just said. I might have had that one, but because I didn't run the actual frequency, it's not in my list, I don't think.
Well, no, I mean, I didn't run it. I didn't vibrate it. I just ran it as an analyzation.
Yes.
So,
yes.
yeah.
So, so is this, what do you call it? The same as the holistic, the other program where it's got all the holistic things. It's got quite a large program on that.
Well, this one was, this one was one of the programs that he was recommending. He and his wife recommended.
Yes.
Was the Medicat and then the homeopathic.
Oh, the homeopathic one. Yes.
Yeah. Now the homeopathic psyche one is really interesting because to me, the accuracy in that one actually is kind of a trip. Almost to the degree of when we do the aura one, which I don't do the aura as much as I used to, because again, I know there's so much I need to work on, but they did say to run the homeopathic one if there's more stress going on in your life, for you to be able to, kind of deal with that. And they suggested even maybe once a day running that program. I don't do it every day. I'd say a couple times a week I do it. But when I read the descriptions of what it's saying, basically there is a certain level of accuracy to it, but it's able to describe it in a way that you're just like, wow, that's something. What I mean is like, it's true, but then at the same point, then I really have to question, okay, why is that happening? And how can I fix that? Because it's great that I can vibrate what it is that it says that I need, but I also want to understand, how did I get to that point, or how can I, like, I mean, the Healy's good. It's a good tool to know how to, to help you, but I also want to have that understanding of why, so that way I can deal also with that in prayer and things internally.
Yeah.
That the Lord could help us, figure out what that is. And then what can we do to prevent it from happening again, or how can I handle myself in a different way, so that way that one I don't have that result, kind of thing. So
it's huge, isn't it?
There's a lot of information, and there's so much to digest. You're just like mind blown. My mind blows.
Just taking the vital substances. I mean, that alone, there's many. It's really interesting. But interesting that you had that in the week, and I did as well.
Yeah.
So I'll find that list.
Okay, that would be awesome.
I mean, it's got, I don't know, it could even have 100 body parts and things, but I don't really understand materia medica at all.
What was interesting at the end of that one that I was telling you about, the cuttlefish, at the very end it said this: sometimes chilly with cold feet, yet flushes and sweats easily. Desires for spicy food, and particularly sour things like vinegar and lemons. And what's really interesting about that is I used to have like this major sweet tooth all the time, and now I'm the opposite. I could care less if I have anything sweet. I love spicy, and lately it's been all about the sour. So that part was correct at the very end of all that description, and I thought, that's weird. And it's true too, because it says something about chili, but sometimes you flush and sweat. Like sometimes I can get cold, but then other times all of a sudden I'm like hot, and like I, and it's not what you think it is, because I'm not there yet. So it's not that yet. I still have, I'm not there yet. So I still have several years before I get to that point. But so I don't know, but it's just so I don't know if this is like an emotional thing that's coming out in the natural, and that's what's going on. But I did think that was interesting about the sour and the spicy. Because that's definitely been things that I've been craving a lot lately. So.
Yeah, I can see things in the one I've just done. Think, oh, I could relate to that, but not all of them. Yes.
Destiny. Destiny, what you were reading about the squid and all of that, the cuttlefish, that is on the Healy?
Yeah, it's on the material. What is it called?
Medica.
Yeah, on the resonance. You know, on the resonance, on all the different listings. The only reason why I did it was because when I was on that website, it was recommended by that homeopathic doctor, the holistic doctor, and I about like if you're going through a lot of stress, which the last 3 weeks to a month, our family's undergone a lot of stuff. If we weren't on live on YouTube, I'd tell you ladies a little bit about what's happened, but I don't want that to be repeated. But a lot of it's been really, really intense. And so I was trying to see, okay, what program can I run that would kind of help with the intensity of what's been going on. And so when I ran that one, and some of it makes sense, but there's so much information there. It's really kind of hard to fully understand. So it's almost like we need a Healy interpreter.
I remember running the Materia Medica some time ago, but I don't remember now. I don't remember anything that stood out strange, so I probably didn't get like, this squid and so on. I probably just got some regular thing or something like that. Because I don't, all of you are saying their songs are very strange to me. And then I think I saw somewhere that they said the vital substances that is related to that, the Materia Medica. Something is related to that.
Is it? Okay, I didn't know that. Well, I know with the vital substances, you've got your minerals and your vitamins, and there's a bunch of important things in there. I mean, and then also some of the things that have popped up there on vital substances that are on the periodic table that you don't realize your body needs is pretty incredible. And I actually did talk to a pastor friend of mine in Illinois about that. Oh, something that I learned about. I'm like, okay, I keep looking at the live button. I got to be careful. Was based on the vaccinations that people have been taking, that there's this thing after you take it that comes out of your breath or something. And so there's this thing on the periodic table called boron. And I'm not fully understanding about everything that it does. I'd have to look up what it does, but it's supposed to, a lot of people, it pops up if you're trying to fight off something in somebody's breath, basically regarding the vaccine. And what's interesting about that is not long ago, somebody that we're close to had the vaccine and spent some time with a family member of mine. And then when I ran the Healy, this is right after taking that, ran the Healy, that boron kept popping up on the vital substances. And I was like, what? And it tripped me out. And I was like, she has no idea, because my pastor friend, she's in Illinois. She doesn't even know Healy. I've told her a little bit about it, and she wants more information. But, I thought that was really interesting, and that it popped up on my Healy. And then about a week later, it kept popping up on mine. So I was like, wow, so then I keep, running it and making sure that I get that into my being. But something that I think would be really cool, that I hope that they do one day within Healy, is I know with this vital substances and the things that we're getting on the resonance, we're vibrating that into our bioenergetic field. But I was wondering, since we know that the microcurrent works on a more, it works on a cellular level, and it goes directly to that. I wonder if later they'll come down with vitamins and supplements and things that use in the microcurrent, because then that goes more directly into your system. So that's something that I'm really hoping that they will develop. That'd be really, really cool.
Haven't they got some surprises? Didn't they say they've got some surprises? I didn't listen to today's one yet, but
I didn't get a chance to listen today too yet. I need to do that. But
did you? No.
No, I haven't. I have not yet. But I'm going to. But I think that would be really. I think there is. I mean, there's so many. Unlimited things that could be done. I think so.
Well, what I do want to do, and I've got some spare cash, because I've not long bought the Healy coil, so I have to do it in stages. But I would quite like to buy those frequencies from this chap that did the
especially the essential oil ones.
Yes, quite.
That one be really, really cool.
I really would. They're not too expensive. I just want to make sure that if he sends it by email, through email, it sounds like, how can you send an essential oil? You know, it's just so amazing. But how I'm understanding is it will come through email format. Is that right?
Yes, because I downloaded the rodent one and used that.
Oh, I haven't done. Was that a freebie?
No. I paid for it because we were having mice.
Right. Oh, I see. Right. Yeah. So
we were having the mice, and actually we haven't had mice in a while now, so I'm really hoping it worked because I kept vibrating it. I've actually got a plug-in for rodents. I've actually got one that emits a sound, but so it will come through email, and then you run your aura and do that template so that you well, once you receive it, you actually receive the link for the file to download on your email, and then you go to that. And then you save it as a file to your computer, and then whatever program you use on your computer for to play music or whatever, you'll be able to hear it. And it's a very weird. It's a very weird frequency, like you can hear the frequency. It's just kind of a trip. It's like it's weird. It sounds really strange. But yes, then you program your Healy like under the aura, and then he has a step-by-step on how to do that. Yes. And then you save it in there. So then anytime that you want to use it, then you just go to the file and then you just vibrate it. Yeah.
So my question would be then, because I don't have a working computer, I do everything on my iPad. Would it be compatible to save that to your iPad?
Do you have iTunes on your iPad?
Yeah.
You should be able. Yeah, you can save it to your iTunes.
Yes.
Yeah, just create a new file. I haven't used my iTunes in the longest time. But I do know that you can create new playlists on there. So you can create a playlist on your iTunes and then just save it there, and then you'll always have it.
All right.
And then also he gives you the opportunity, if for some reason you ever were to lose it, you have up to 10 times that you can download it. So once you create an account within that website or whatever, and it's free. And then you can always go back and log in at a later time if you lose your download, and then you can re-download it again.
Right. Okay, that's good. That's because I was wondering about that. I definitely want to get some of them.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. So and that would be cool if we could share, the benefits of what that is. Yeah. So far, I've had a pretty good benefit with the mice thing, because in the summertime up here, I think it's because we had a lot more snow and this last year than usual. We've had more bugs, we've had more mice, we've had more insects, whatever, and I'm not fond of them. I don't mind the mice and all of that outside, just hang out outside and not in my house.
Yeah, but in your house.
So so kind of, but anyway, but we haven't had a problem in a little while, so I think that it is working. So but the one thing that I was curious that I need to confirm with the guy, and I might send him a message, his name is John, is the frequency of how frequently you should run it, because initially when I did it, it said, you set it to building mode, and then you run it for several hours in the middle of the night. Well, your Healy only runs a certain amount of hours. I don't know. So I don't know how long it worked for, and if I'm sleeping. Yeah. So I don't know. And then the frequency, okay, so you only run it one time and then they're gone, and then you don't have to worry about it, or do I have to vibrate it every couple of days or a couple of times a week? How often do I need to do it? So I actually need to email him and clarify, because I don't want them coming back.
Yes, that's true.
Unwanted guests.
There's lots to learn, isn't there?
There is.
Wow. Huge.
What about the subscription for the revitalization? And there's one too for the food, the digital nutrition, the subscriptions.
Yeah, the revitalization and the digital nutrition. I know that they have that on the on the resonance for your bioenergetic field. But as far as the Pink Dot app goes, I don't know. I'd have to go on. I need to go back on the website and see what they have for sale. It seems like they they're constantly updating it. So as of this week, I haven't checked it to see what's on there. But they did have all the program before. How they had it was, you go on there, and if you want like your monthly subscription, then you click on it and then you add it to your cart and then you get it. I haven't checked it this week to see if they have those ones for the Pink Dot app, but I do know it's on your resonance, so you can use it on your resonance for now.
Okay.
But that is a good question to see if they'll make that available.
Actually, to do with that, because I understand that the gold cycle is the first one, and you don't need a subscription. Just thinking of new custom, when that time comes and I sign on somebody. When
Right.
the other ones in between are subscription based. Now the last one that's to do with oh golly, what do they call them? Like a practitioner. They don't call them that. You know the one I mean? It's
Therapist.
a therapist. Yeah, if you're a therapist.
Oh yeah. On the Pink Dot,
and
it shows that it's there, but yeah.
Well, it costs something like, I don't know, $5,000 or something. It's quite a lot of money, but it's got absolutely everything on it. My
Really?
question was, yes, and it's not subscription based. That's how I understood it. But I've got resonance. I haven't got quite everything. I'm not on any subscriptions or at the animal package. But if I was to do that, could one upgrade from where we are to that?
From what I've heard, that the resonance is what we have for life, and that's it. If you want the professional, are you talking about the professional?
That's really what I'm meaning. Yes.
Really
The professional was what they came up with, and it's not an upgrade from resonance. You have to literally buy a whole new device,
I see.
and
Right.
it has all like everything on there for lifetime,
Yeah.
everything. So
Yeah.
and I think there were a lot of people that were disappointed in that, because we got the best of the best, thinking that that's it, we're good,
Well, absolutely.
and then they came out with that. So I was a little disappointed, especially since we've already invested in 2 Healys and hoping that
Right.
it's the best one. So I'm a little disappointed about that too. But as far as the therapist one, though, I didn't happen to notice that was on there. I know that on the Pink Dot app, if you scroll all the way to the right over by where
Yes.
the coherence is, it has therapists, but there's nothing on it. So
Yes,
I
I don't know what you're supposed to do with that, really.
Yeah.
But I think that was it. It was the who's gone?
the
This one of us
iPhone
now.
just left.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
I think they
Yes,
were incognito. They didn't want to know that. They didn't want us to know who they were.
Yeah. Yeah. So the one I'm really meaning is the professional. It's literally every single thing. You've got it. But because we've got some of those, it would be quite handy, wouldn't it, if you could upgrade, just pay the difference kind of thing.
Yeah. Yes, and that's actually something that I think would be interested in knowing, is what they're going to bring forth with other subscriptions that people, even having the resonance, are going to want, because if it's not in the resonance, well, we want it. So
I mean, we're so blessed to have got what we had, though, I must say.
Yes, absolutely. Because like I said, I use it every day, and even some of the other ones I haven't used all yet, like the Bach flowers and the material something, I don't know, there's another flower one. There's the Australian Bach flowers, and then there's another Bach flower, or another.
Yeah. There's one that can make you a bit funny the next day.
Like sleepy, right? Kind of like out of it. Like,
I forget which one. I've come off the programs now.
it's not the Schussler salts, right? It's not the salts.
No, it's not that one. I use that regularly. That one, and the vital substances. There's the Australian ones. I use the
gem elixirs.
Oh, the gem elixirs.
Yes,
okay.
I use that one.
Now, how does that one? What does that do for you? Because I haven't really used that one much either.
I haven't really worked out anything yet. What it does to me.
I don't know what it does.
I don't know what it does.
Well, I know that on that one website that I put out there a couple times that I keep, for some reason, I cannot remember for the life of me. I've been to it 100 times, but I can never remember the name of it. but it's that lady who has her page, and she has the descriptions of what all the programs do.
Oh, yes.
I know I've sent it out a few times. I think that she has a little more information on some of those. I just I haven't had time to research all of them, but it might be helpful. So
yeah. The other one I haven't used yet because I don't understand what it is. Is it Chai Ling or something?
Oh, the I Ching.
I Ching. What is that? I don't know what that is at all.
Well, you know what's interesting about that one is when we were at the road show, they did talk a little, just not a lot about it, but just briefly was saying that it's kind of like different cultures call it different things, but like specifically in the Asian culture, I guess they call it your chi, is like that space within you that is power. It's like for us, it's Yod He Vav He. He's our power, and he lives within us. And as we're growing in our relationship with God, his power is revealed through us as we, our relationship develops. And other cultures, they call it different things. So in my opinion, based on that, I did run it one time. I didn't vibrate it, but I ran it just because I was curious what would pop up. It also goes into a very in-depth description of something that kind of like more of a history kind of thing that would help you to understand what could bring that power out within you, I guess, if you will. So so it's and again, I didn't run it because if I don't have a better understanding, I don't feel comfortable doing it. So not that it's bad, I just don't know. So until I know. But yeah, and so in the meantime, so that's another one that I haven't run either. But
nor me.
It would be interesting to be more educated about those things too, though. So like if we have people that we know that are doing it, they want to know what it is. So
would it be like the energies, like what they call the chakras? Or is it the same sort of thing as the energy system of the body, or not really?
No, it's something different. Because the energy systems are specific area points of your body that have specific purpose. This is different. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. You have to probably do a little more research on those. So maybe if we did a little homework, maybe each of us can take one of those programs, and then next week we can come back and talk about what we learned about them. That would be kind of cool.
What program?
Like we were talking about the material.
Oh yes,
and then one, the I Ching, and this. Maybe if we each took one, and then did some research and be like, well, we heard this one did that and that. Then we can talk about it.
I mean, I've saved the document.
Wants to say something.
Go ahead, Julie.
I'm just saying, I've saved the document on my iPad, but I'm not really used to how to search it while I'm on Zoom. So when I'm off Zoom, I'll post it anyway, the one on material.
Thank you.
Because it's got all those things. Yes, sorry, Yvette.
No, that's all right. Thanks. I was just asking, what is the relationship between, or how can you compare the chakras, those energy centers they say they are, and the tree of life, the Sephiroth?
That's a good question for Dr. O.
I'm only learning about the Sephiroth. I know very little about the Sephiroth. It's because a friend of mine is doing some in depth with Dr. Yana.
I can't. I did what was it? I don't know. It was back in 2015, I think. It was a long time ago. Dr. O did actually do a class on, not a class. He did a conference on the Sephiroth and the Maseroth, and he actually even created a like a floor mat, and with all the centers of it, and each center had to do with like wisdom and understanding and all of that. And so basically he was able to interpret, and then another thing that I have of his too, which is really cool. This is really awesome. If you could get it online, it's really cool. It's the laws of manifestation.
I'll write that down.
Yeah.
Is that Dr. O's writing?
Yes, this is Dr. O's. Yeah.
Laws of...
Yeah, I got this, I think, at the conference that was after that one. So I think it was 2016. And actually, this is how what helped me buy my first home. Okay.
Oh, right.
The laws of manifestation was was learning how to, you know, worship, and it has a lot of different points on here.
So that's a book you're holding up?
No, what do you call, like not a flyer? It's like what do you call those things? I can't even think.
Not a poster. It's
Poster,
not really
yeah, it's like a poster. Yeah, it's like a mini poster. I keep it on my wall here. Yeah.
Would Amazon do that? Do you think? Would Amazon do that?
Would Amazon do what?
Would I be able to buy it from Amazon?
Oh, I don't know if it's on Amazon. He's got tons of books on there. I don't know. But you could go to his website. Just go to Activate. I'm pretty sure it's on there. Yeah.
I'm just reading his book, Abundance, which is just blowing my mind. That's amazing.
Every single book of his blows my mind. And then on top of it, there's so much to it that I can't to process. Especially the chord, oh my gosh, the one on the Heavenly Father. I'm trying to recover. I got sick. I'm sorry, my mind is not in the right place. The three chord. Oh my gosh, the golden chord. Got it.
Oh yeah,
the golden chord. The golden chord. It took me forever to read it, and I still don't feel I fully dissected it, because I get through a chapter and I'm like, what? And I have to go back and read it again, because there's so much.
Oh my, yes.
So it's so rich.
Just that book on abundance is only a short book, and I'm doing it really slowly. And I'm underlining.
It's kind of like when you read the word, you don't want to just go through the word like this, because there's so many layers of the word, and it's so in depth, and
absolutely,
and, you know, so you got to take your time with it. But anyways, back to what we were talking about regarding the Mazzaroth, is he did do teachings on that, and in regards to what you were saying, Yvette, is that there are certain keys that you take with that based on your spiritual understanding, based on scripture. He was able to take like the worldviews away from it, you know, like, because he's read so many books. I can't even tell you. If you go see his library in his house, you're like, what? And that's just that. And then he's got a whole nother library in his office, and then in his back office, and he just has books everywhere. So his study and his understanding, okay, he reads everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be he's even read what is it, what's some of that other religious stuff that like the Quran. He's even read the Quran. He's read every book known to man, pretty much, and he uses his discernment and his wisdom that God has given him. And the Lord has him reveal truth based on the tree of life instead of the tree of good and knowledge. So then when you're reading it and our relationship with the Lord, then we get a whole different level of truth based on, and not watered down stuff that we've been given before. We're getting real stuff that is from the tree of life, and it's transformational and just life altering in an amazing way. So anyways, we might have to edit some of this out because it's not Healy related. But and I don't want to get anybody, I don't want Dr. O mad at me. Well, he'll come to me in a dream tomorrow. Hey, no, just kidding. But anyways, and he does that, by the way. Oh wait, anyway. But but this is good. So I think we went over our time, but next time we have these kinds of conversations, I have another Zoom that we can talk more freely on.
Yes. Oh, I love talking like this. I love it.
Yeah, me too. It's really fulfilling, and it helps teach us and learn from each other in a different way too. So good.
Maybe some other time you could let us switch, you know.
Yeah, switch gears a little bit. Yeah, that'd be fun.
And
so regarding to next week then, so should we do you ladies want to take a program and then do a little more study on it, and then we can share what we learn next week? That'd be kind of cool.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
So, but I'll share that list if I can find it to Telegram.
Okay. Amen.
After the Zoom, I'll do it. Yeah.
Awesome. I look forward to reading it. Thank you. I found
Yeah.
I found a couple of things too that I think was shared a long time ago that I'm going to post on there too.
Yeah.
On some of like the frequencies and some of the
Yes.
programs and stuff.
What I find is, because we're learning and it's a journey, sometimes things that are shared, they're good, but they mean more a bit further down the road.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I know, Destiny, you put the one with that explains those letters when you do the aura, you know, the M and the C and the 3, what and the then they have some Roman thing. I know you posted something on that. I remember getting it. And I think I would have copied it. But I don't know where it is now. I can't find it. I don't know what the name is.
Did you save it on your computer or did you save it on your phone or?
I think I saved it on my phone. I believe I saved it on my phone. I had taken it off. You had sent it, posted it, I think, on the Telegram group or something like that.
Yeah,
and,
I did.
And I think I had downloaded it, but I can't find it.
Okay, I'll look it up again. And I think I also saved it on my files too, just in case, because it was really good information. So,
but you see, I didn't realize.
Uh-huh.
I didn't realize as well, I think it was Mama O that said this, that on the vibrate group, on that symbol on the right, when you click that and scroll down, you can find all the different things that have been saved, that have been posted, all the files.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If you go on, well, you can do it on your phone or you can do it on your computer, either way. Yeah. You just click on the name, Yvette, which it's our group name being Vibrate Life.
Yes.
You'll have a couple different options where you can look at videos, files, and different posts that we've put on there and things like that. And if you scroll through them, anything that you may have missed in the past will all be there. But I mean, I'll look for you anyways, you know, for what you're looking for. But I'm just saying, if you ever find, where was that one thing, you can always reference back to it, you know. So yeah, thanks for the reminder on that, Julie. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I use it all the time.
I've been looking for it. I know I saw it. I know I had it, but I can't find it at all.
Yeah. No worries. We'll get it for you. All right. Well, we stayed over an extra 30 minutes today.
Wow.
Okay.
An hour and a half. Lovely to have the group. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all very much.
It's good night from UK. It's good night. I know it's not where you are.
Okay.
It's 10:30 at night
evening. You know, it's 5:30 for me.
Okay.
5:30, right.
Well, where are you at, Yvette, again?
In Tobago, Trinidad and Tobago.
Lovely.
Trinidad.
Wow.
Well, we're like all in 3 different places. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's wonderful, isn't it?
So wonderful to be able to fellowship with you from everywhere. It looks like Nalita's jumping on. I wonder if she's going to do a prayer thing. Okay, well, we better jump off so Nalita can use it.
Yes.
Okay,
all right.
yes.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
All right.